All right, let's roll. What up, Badge Brigade? Good morning to you. Happy Wob Wednesday. I'm a fucking hoops guy now. Hoppers rise together. But big news last night. Big news from the Underdog side. Big shout outs to them. This is the first step in the right direction for rewarding Battle Royale players who play volume. Love to see it. It's not it, but it's a step in the right direction. And I'll walk through some of my thoughts associated with it. I joke with the brigade all the time. I joke with these two all the time that I definitively think there's no one more qualified on planet Earth to talk about what bonus structures, what incentive for volume playing should look like. As someone who's paid millions and millions of dollars in Rake over the last 10, 12 years and been a part of many of these programs, I think we can help aid this in the right direction and talk through it together. Let's bring in the boys. What's good, gentlemen?
Yo, what up? What up? Sorry, I'm just wrapping up pre-stream BR. We're all finished now, so no vibrations here.
You better save that draft board.
Oh yeah, I don't want to get yelled at. Hold on. Okay, we're good.
Let's start here. I really want to talk about this. You guys know I've been all over the incentive-based programs. I've been all about rewarding your power users. That's how you sustain a platform. That's the lifeblood of the platform. I know new deposits get clicks, and new deposits boost the val of your company, but so does getting more money on the platform, and so does keeping that ecosystem alive. Talked so much about it together, and shocking that I have thoughts. I have thoughts. Imagine that.
No way.
Yeah. So just for those who do not know, and what I'm referring to, I screen grabbed the email and such. They basically just want to thank you for being a power user. You basically had to do last week, kind of an artificial, arbitrary benchmark. But last week, but so will any that they start with. It'll just be a shot in the dark, and then they'll figure it out from there. But last week, you had to play over 150 battle royales. I imagine that is not sport specific, even though they do cite NFL regular season in the email. I think that is just whatever. And you become an underdog gladiator, as they say it. And what that means is that they've opened a deposit window for these players for a maximum deposit up to $10,000, and they'll match 15%. It's asking more of the people that are already putting money onto your platform and playing all the money to add more money. And I understand it from a business standpoint. You want players to have money in their accounts to make poor decisions with, i.e., bet a random pick 'em, because it's very hard for, Tuesday night, Trae Young's playing. If I have no money in my account, I'm not going to hit that deposit button for $1,000 and build a pick 'em for Trae Young unless I'm a true degenerate sicko. But if that money is already in my account and I think I have a 2.5 point edge on their line that they've put out there, perhaps then I decide to do so. So I understand it from the company side. A bonus structure such as this is something you tend to see from a casino site. You tend to see this from a sports book or a casino site where redepositing is a common occurrence. In theory, with a peer-to-peer game like this, the cream of the crop players should not need to redeposit if it truly is a skill-based game. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say I definitively know this is a skill-based game because it is still in its infantile state, but we like to think, given how we've seen DFS go, given how we've seen other peer-to-peer games go, that because this game is peer-to-peer, it is a skill-based game, which means in theory, I shouldn't have to be redepositing at very high frequencies. So to fully take advantage of this, I need a lot of liquidity. I need to dump 10,000 more on the platform, and then it effectively becomes free rake back or slightly better because we are dealing with 11.5% rake on the majority of BR contests right now, and you're getting 15 back. The wording in which they use in terms of service and stuff like that for it speaks primarily to the withdrawal restrictions of the initial deposit bonus. It doesn't say anything about these other ones. I'm sure they'll amend that going forward as this becomes whatever, or maybe I just missed it. I'm not the smartest of guys. So what I read it as is if you deposit $100, then you get that $100 bonus, aka if you use the Badge Bros referral code below, promo code badge, you have to play through that full 200. So as I read this, I read it as you have to play through the full 10,000, which I mean sounds like a lot of money, but like if it's the same 10,000 playing over and over again, and you get 3K a week down between NFL and NBA, it's not insane. But to make that 1,500 withdrawable, you basically have to play 10,000 worth of entries, is how I read it. If that is not the case, it's a very, very slippery slope to just dump liquidity into the platform, collect the bonus, and only play the bonus. If you win with the bonus money, then you can withdraw it. If you lose with the bonus money, you dump another 10,000 in, even though you still have 10,000 in your account. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, I don't know why this bonus would be different than any other bonus, which is just
Exactly.
play through the bonus one time and then it's yours after. And 10K is also just like the maximum. I don't think it's like the minimum to receive that 15% boost. And I think if you qualify for this, I think it kind of makes sense to pull some money out and then put it right back in.
Yeah.
You know, like why not?
It does create an interesting dynamic for that conversation, because for me, this kind of structure in a bonus should be for power users in the past who are no longer power users, not power users who were power users last week. Now, I understand if someone lost a lot of money last week, they played 150, they got cooked, and now they need to redeposit. Is it a nice little incentive to redeposit that you get an added 15% on the 500, the 1,000, the whatever you're going to deposit? Sure. Does it move the needle for me to deposit? I don't know yet. I haven't been in that situation. For me personally, I'm not sure that it would. Yeah. Anyways, so then I just kind of talking through the playthrough additive. I mean, it's a step in the right direction. It's something we've been talking about. It's something that we've been pushing for. And it's their first iteration. It's their first go at this attempt, right? I don't think I'll be depositing 10,000 this week to take advantage of the 1,500 kickback.
Yeah, I think I'll have to hit up maybe Oaks or Rudman. I actually qualified for this. I didn't think I did at first, and I looked at my last week, and I actually did qualify. So kind of, I didn't get this email, so I need to make sure. Not that I plan on putting any more dollars in, but haven't won in a minute, so wouldn't hate to have a little 15% bonus.
Exactly, right? I mean, if you haven't been winning in a bit, you look into your account and you see this and you know you have to put in 500 to play this week, or you need to whatever. It works in that regard. But what I'm really interested in seeing in the future is some form of like tiered base dividend kickback based on volume you play, because you have to incentivize players who are playing volume to play more volume, not to deposit money, right? You need for me to have a bit of money in my account, and you need me to go like, hey, December holiday calendar, advent calendar. Here's a free fucking idea. Deposit advent calendar for December on Underdog. Play minimum 10 BRs each day. You get a prize by the end of the month of December, right? Or maybe that's a rake back race, and there's a kickback of bonus capital to the person, whatever, and it just goes with the December base calendar. Anyways, This opens the door for a lot of stuff that we talked about in the poker community called bonus whoring, where it's like, people just deposit on multiple platforms and then they try and like spin up bonuses and then pull bonuses off site and they bounce from site to site. It's going to become, for those who were in the Deposit Kingdom hang a couple weeks ago, Carlini, if you just know the username, the screen name, did the NFT project, the puss. What are the cats called? Whatever. I'm sorry that I forget.
The purrs.
Yeah, the purrs. Does the purrs? I call them the pusses. God. Yeah. Anyways, but he talked about how they made millions and billions of dollars and had to fight a court case based on running bots on. This is sort of sidebar tangent, but basically running bots on bonus whoring deposit bonuses for casinos online that just kept popping up. And we're kind of starting to see that in the US right now because it's becoming legalized in certain states and it's going to become the wild, wild west. Anyways, for me, this just reads way more like, hey, we're a sports book and we're trying to get you to deposit more. And I don't love that notion. I want a play to earn model. I want this to be treated as a skill-based game. I don't think the play to earn will be like DK coins and bullshit like that. I think there's a way better structure out there. Hit me up. We can talk through it. But like, yeah, it just doesn't move the needle for me this week, though I love what they're attempting to do right now. You guys got anything else to add or should we jump into the slate?
No, I think it's I guess the silver lining is that like they're trying something, which is which is cool. I think we can expect more in the future. So
yeah, apologies if that came across as like shitting all over it. Like I'm not entirely. I'm just saying this just ain't it yet. But I love the direction in which they're like heading with it. I love the idea that they'll have an underdog gladiator program. But honest to God, a little badge, a red badge plaque sent to me in the mail means more than this does. Straight up.
That would be cool.
Right? I mean, like that would be cool. You get this email, you didn't even know you got this email. Like that would be cool, right? I don't know.
I'm still waiting on my 2022 cactus, man. For
yeah,
BBM. That's the only reason I did it. I wasn't looking for EV. I was looking for a new house plant.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, shout out Mitch in the chat here. He's noting that there was a nice late night 4-3 West Coast win last night for the Ducks, baby. Old John Boy didn't play his best game, but I was snapping it around out there. Yo, Numi, anything to add, man? You've been quiet for a minute. Sorry, I've been hogging the mic for the first 10 here.
No, I say we just jump into the slate.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, Paul throwing out some other ideas. Customized shirt with the avatar on it.
Make your own, man. God. Kidding.
Yeah, there you go. This is, like Poker Stars had like this program for years where there's kind of like a randomizer. GG Poker has it now too, where like you spin a wheel based on like how many entries you played that week. Just little fun side games and whatever. Joka, I'm too stupid to read all these comments right now while talking at the same time, but I promise I'll read through it and we'll discuss in a second here. Gentlemen, why don't you take the wheel for a second? I actually really want to read the comments there. Let's start with the sheet. Let's start with Chad's sheet because we talked about it yesterday a little bit. We talked about how we're gravitating. We would see the market gravitate back to those 1-3 builds, and that's exactly what we're seeing this week. I don't know if it's knee-jerk reaction to last week being a 1-3 winner and the wide receivers smashing, or if it's reflection of the top-heavy wide receiver nature of this slate, or top-heavy nature of the running back position, so people are gravitating to the safety of the wide receivers. Like, what are you guys seeing here?
I think given the amount of stacks we're seeing, like a lot of heavy green in the stack column that we're not used to in these last few weeks, I think we kind of have to think more combinatorial as far as who is being paired with those stacks. So if Kelsey is always being, or half the time being stacked with Mahomes, Diggs half the time being stacked with Josh Allen, who are the remaining pieces that are often there for these teams, and thinking through that, because I think a lot of people that do this are going to gravitate to the same positions. Like, okay, if I got my Kelsey Mahomes or my Diggs Allen, now, like, okay, well, let me grab a running back, like, so what are the common running backs being taken? And I know that Chad is doing so much work on here that we actually have the ability to see that, I believe, in some of his other sheets. So I think that's something that I'm probably going to be taking a look at, just to kind of get some different textures to those stacks. That's kind of like where I'm heading right now, just because I don't want to not stack Kelsey and Diggs if I'm able to. If I miss it, I miss it. But if not, I'm not going to purposely pass it up past like round 3. I think we've seen Mahomes fall sometimes, but me personally, I don't think I'm going to get too cute with that. I mean, that's just, it just seems like a great building block, and then I'll go from there.
Yeah, I like that shout. Numi, what else have you seen, bud?
Sorry, 1 second. I gotta.
Yeah, no worries. Joka brings up a good one in the chat that I actually really wanted to hit on. My favorite usage of this sheet is similar to what Nez was saying there, but in the opposite direction, where I look at Jefferson and I see like, hey, we got the 101 pick here. Everybody thinks it's going to be the highest scoring game on the slate, and he's going unstacked. And then I scroll down 2 places to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I see the exact same thing. Guy scored 2 touchdowns last week. Jared Goff was optimal in DraftKings quarterback there. I mean, like, he was optimal. I think he was pretty like 95% certain. But like, just the fact that like, hey, we saw a quarterback who scored like 25 points last week in the highest total game on the slate in this game environment, and nobody's stacking him with Amon-Ra. Come on, like, what are we doing there?
Yeah,
I had a little Goff last week in Underdog, but obviously it was Hurts or bust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just looking, it just seems crazy that we're the highest game total by, I think, like 5 points. And just looking initially at that and seeing it's not being stacked. So,
oh my God, that might be the most glorious comment that has ever appeared in
That's
the
messed
chat.
up. That's messed up.
Oh my God.
The thing is, and I know it's going to be a homerism take, the Ed Donatel defense is playing with the pieces that it has, and we are fine giving up yards as long as we can keep them out of the end zone. Now, does that always work?
Don't break, baby.
But the way that our defense is actually formed, and why casuals get on Facebook and Twitter and freak out all the time, is the fact that they see us just getting destroyed on yardage, and then we'll just get down there every red zone and try and have to, well, that's just the way that we play it. So, but yeah, it's great for fantasy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I agree. I love the Lions. I still think Dalvin Cook is really fun. Just looking at rankings, just as a pure leverage play off that. But yeah, that was an initial thing coming in too, when I was looking at this, is how this seems to be stacked, but then you just look at everything else and you just see your Josh Allen, but it makes sense, right? I mean, when you get your Josh Allen Diggs, you're not going to turn it down. When you get your Kelsey Mahomes, you're not going to turn it down, but people aren't going out of their way to then stack Cousins and Goff and just basically eat the QB in the first round, get those awesome skill positions, and then just get the free quarterback in the 6th.
Yeah, I mean, it does open the door for some very interesting combinations that we can try and build from the front end of draft boards if we do. And I know some people in the Discord were talking about it, and I think it's probably a very smart strat this week to just wait on quarterback, hope players stay in their lane, and you do end up with some 4th and 5th round value quarterbacks who are also stack partners. So it might be wishful thinking in certain lobbies, but I think there's merit to the thought process that if one person takes Diggs, one person takes Kelsey, one person takes AJ Brown in the first round, and nobody wants to run naked quarterback, and it kind of just falls to, Josh Allen 3rd, 4th round, you pass on Mahomes in the Kelsey stack, and just hope it comes back, and you just get greedy with it a little bit more when stacks are so readily available right now. If they're fully readily available in the first 2 rounds, how do we get different but still get the stack? Well, we push the boundaries of that stack, right?
Exactly.
And we just hope for the best. And then if it doesn't pan out, we fall back on Kirk Cousins. We fall back on one of these other options, right?
I think Paul's the one that might have pointed that out or been a big person in that.
Yeah, it was him.
It was Paul that was saying push, but which I totally agree. I mean, that's not to say don't go out there there if you haven't drafted that many yet and you want to get a couple stacks, go for it. But then
Mhm.
once you've obtained them and you're aware of how the draft environment is going, yeah, definitely push the boundaries. And then definitely, who's to say other people on that team can't get there, and then that's instant leverage off that again. So yeah.
Tyler Lockett, 94% draft, run back of only 8%. That's screaming a little Deontay Foreman, DJ Moore mini in there for me. One we talked up yesterday a little bit. One cool thing that Chad has added to the sheet this week is this pivot table that actually shows you at what frequency the ADPs have been falling, which is pretty wild, right? Like we can see.
Yeah.
And the reason I used Tony Pollard as the cover boy, because we talked up that game environment a little bit yesterday with Mark. We talked about the usage, him versus Zeke. We talked about all this sort of thing, and his ADP was unstomachable in the beginning there, where it's kind of like up a bit. But now we're seeing in some of these late drafts, he's fallen to 21. He's fallen, this 14 and a half. And now all of a sudden, Tony Pollard's jumping out at me as like kind of a decent play this week if we can scoop some of that falling ADP value. I don't know, just throwing it out there. Like, what are you guys seeing?
Tony Pollard and Zeke both, like I said, I think that they're both like awesome plays if you are not going running back too early. I think that they have just as much potential as anybody else to not tank your team. It's just a matter of, will Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey put this slate out of reach? And obviously if that happens, then if they put up like 30 burgers, then it's like, well, I guess hopefully maybe I guess the only way that would work out is if it was a situation where McCaffrey is like never paired with like one of these premier stacks, and then they kind of like cancel each other out, where it's like, okay, one of those stacks puts up 30 and then it cancels out like one of those stud running backs. I think would maybe be like the only other situation. But Tony Pollard, I think, fits any build this week. I mean, we sort of talked about the Texans not being quite as much of an embarrassment on defense, but their offense is still going to put them in really bad field position, and Pollard has the breakaway stuff that we've seen earlier this season, and why couldn't it be against the Texans? I mean, it's just, I don't know, this slate just it just feels a little icky.
Yeah,
it just does. I don't know.
And I think that's why we're seeing hoops fill so fast the last 2 days and this slate lag behind. Because last week, everybody was power drafting at this point in time because it was like, oh my God, look at these teams we're building. They're so sexy. Share these pictures with everybody. Like, wow, these drafts are incredible. And this week, it's just kind of like, oh, I don't want to show anybody that one. That's not very nice.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to keep it close to the vest.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Couple of things in the chat here. Mike bringing up the Hawkinson over Andrews, considering game environments, considering quarterback change. Is that something you guys have ventured to yet?
I actually hadn't considered that, but that is a great point. That's a great point. I think projection wise, it wouldn't surprise me if Hawkinson came in over Andrews. And I've been pretty bullish about I've been taking Hawkinson a lot. He hasn't helped win me too much money, but I still love what the metrics say about him, which is that they're looking at him a lot. And I think that he is obviously a very key component of that passing game. This is an insanely positive game environment for him on paper. He probably should be going over Mark Andrews.
What if I told you 2 projection systems have his ceiling and floor and median higher than Mark Andrews?
Wow. I would ask which ones first. What do you see?
The blitz and stochastic.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering because ETR isn't up yet. I didn't think so.
Yeah, I would include that when it comes up, but they're a little late to the party, but it's well worth it. But yeah, and that's something I noted immediate. Well, I mean the revenge game, but just that piece in that environment. I mean, we're using Hawkinson at an enormous rate. I mean, that's the thing. That's the basically the kryptonite to the Thielen play, because Thielen is now kind of it's like, well, he's being phased out if you just like look at snaps and all that. And if you were to like pull up Football Guys, and probably I'm hoping I'm right, but like Hawkinson is just on the field and getting targeted.
Oh yeah, I think it's over 88%. Yeah.
Yeah. And like his route participation, like, so, and like, I know what Munt has been in there, got a couple catches in the last weeks, but like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just literally play design.
TJ Hawkinson, 90% of snaps last week.
Yeah, which is it's not really this isn't a Mark Andrews like a bear case. It's mainly just a TJ Hawkinson bull case. But like, I have been pretty similar in my own thoughts. But yeah, I like, as a homer, it would be easier to click that, but I'll still click. I'll kind of be like 50-50 with them. You know what I mean? Like, I won't go out of my way to continue to click Hawk, because I still think Andrews is Mark Andrews, and he offers that what we know type of ceiling from him. So regardless of what the projection system was put in there. So, but yeah, that it's just interesting to see that, because like we talked about, if this is so on quote unquote the Coors Field of the NFL, yeah, he is a great matchup in it, especially going against his former team.
Yeah, I love that narrative, little revenge game narrative there. Yep. I mean, not that we love to chat up there.
It's our thing. It's just part of the brand nothing. Now. Yeah, it's just part of the brand. It means nothing, but nothing. There's nothing. It means as much as matchups. Yeah, it means as much as matchups.
All right, I wanted to pick your guys' brains. Any off the board, low ADP value hunting targets, some random names at the back end of draft boards. We've talked about Joe Mixon. We've talked about DeAndre Swift, both of them getting big ADP bumps over the last 1.5 days kind of thing. We talked about Travis Etienne, man. The results weren't there last week. It's a tough matchup, but the role is still there. Nothing's changed role-wise for him. Anything else we're looking for down here?
Debo's down there pretty far. I'd say his draft percentage, if we looked at what Chad's number said, I would imagine would not be very high. I don't see him going off at all. And I get it, Purdy's in there, not necessarily a conducive fantasy environment.
32% of the time.
Yeah, probably a little higher than I guess I would have expected.
Oh, really? I thought that was lower than I expected. I was like, Debo at 32%? Let me get in there.
Yeah, I thought people were going to be seen as box scores and not want anything to do with it, but that's probably that was just me. I think Darius Slayton. Let's get real deep.
Fun name.
Really into Darius Slayton. He's just been like really solid for the Giants ever. Like I can't remember at what point it started he came in, but
since
I really
Wan'Dale Robinson was out.
Yeah. I really like Slayton out of college. He really his sophomore season was a total dud, but he's been on the field a ton for the Giants. They're gonna have to pass in this game. Like, there's no way that they're gonna be in positive game script here. Slayton's kind of been the guy for Danny Dimes.
The last 3 weeks, it's been him leading the team. Actually, last 4 weeks, it's been him leading the team, but over 80% the last 4 weeks. Isaiah Hodgins is the only other player kind of close with 80, but he's basically filling that big time X role.
Yeah. I can't help but think that this might be his week. I don't know. Let's just tuck that away. Let's just tuck that away.
Yeah, let's tuck that little Nez nugget away. Maybe let's not tell everybody that one. But just to speak to your point here, I mean, this is very overlooked in terms of a player. 395, 586, 363, 690. Maybe a nice goal line stand play as a floor ceiling combo in the 5th round of a goal line stand, 6th round of a goal line stand. And perhaps a run back and or stacking partner for a low-owned stack in another game. The
matchup for the Slayton, I like the call, but the matchup is tough. Like, if you just go straight off it, I mean, Philly is 2nd in pass DVOA, 4th in PFF coverage grade. We know what they are in the secondary. So that's just I have a it's definitely like a leverage play, but it's just I'm gonna have to see what they project Slayton for here, because that's just an interesting.
If you run with the narrative of Eagles pump early, Eagles get up 3 scores, and Giants kind of they have to put their foot on the gas to score more to catch up and hold pace there. The focal point of the offense becomes rotation at running back, because we've seen this multiple times from the Giants now. When they're trailing, it's a 3-person committee at running back. It's not the Saquon dump-off show anymore, especially when they're trailing by double digits. And then, Slayton, right? Like, okay, cool. I can see that.
Yeah. The matchup is not great. The matchup is not great.
Yeah.
I totally get the game script play, or the game script play, as in if they're going to get up there, or if it's even a close game, they're still going to have to pass in some scenarios, and it's going to funnel towards Slayton. So,
this is one that I was thinking right here. The T-Bear Terrence brings up DJ Shark as the play. We're talking about the best game environment on the slate, and he leads all of football in ADOT. So, I mean, let's get that guy open deep and see what happens, kind of thing. They eased him back in off the injury, so his snap counts were down, and now it's kind of like he's been ramped back up to be the number 2 there. Interesting to see what they do with Jameson Williams this week, but if I'm betting on 6th round run back off Jefferson or 6th round back stack leverage, I'm betting on DJ Shark as the second player in that system. I'm not betting on Josh Reynolds or Jameson Williams. Just a name to throw out there. You guys agree, disagree? Thoughts?
He's interesting. He's pretty interesting. I'm curious if this is just kind of a flash in the pan.
The 98 yards last week.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I'm just not sure DJ Chark is like truly gonna step into that role. I feel like it could be easily Josh Reynolds, if not him.
I think Chad puts up a great point. If you want to pull up his comment in the chat, that was going to be my rebuttal. Is the Donachelle defense? They definitely can get beat, but like I think the underneath is where we're just going to get destroyed over and over. And that doesn't mean Chark can't get there in his plays, but that is the thesis of our defense. But again, it is our defense, so like we get gashed over and over again. So it's not really just because it's the thesis doesn't mean it's going to work all the time. But,
sure, but that's where Amon-Ra kills. That's where Amon-Ra kills, right? And that's why he's so thrust up.
Yeah. And our third.
You're breaking up on me, Noom.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
He's back.
He's back.
Am I back?
Yeah. Newbie's the new freeze
when I see you.
When
I see you, you go, yeah. It's just the worst. No, but I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I definitely like it. I think they're all like viable. Or not all, but I mean, DJ Chark, Josh Reynolds are kind of like the same play for me, I would say, as a difference. And Jameson Williams interesting. So I mean, it is interesting to see how much they do ease him back again into that. So
yeah, I'm about it. Jameson Williams is an interesting case because like he wasn't when Josh Reynolds came back and Shark came back and they like kind of eased him in for 1 week and then kind of took the clamps off the following week. It was more like, hey, at least they'd been on the team for a while, and now it's like with Jameson, it's like how much of the playbook does he even know?
And then Mike also puts in this comment. It's DeAndre Swift checkdowns, which I think GA also put in the narrative, or someone else put in the DeAndre Swift. Maybe someone else put in there. I'm saying it wrong, but basically when he's on the injury report, it was Joka. Yeah, it was on the injury report versus off their injury report. So the splits, DeAndre Swift has. So I just think that could be a killer for us. You know what I mean? Like we will allow that over and over and over, as long as they do not score. Like you know what I mean? Like so it's interesting.
This game has a lot of different avenues to it and a lot of ways to both smash and flop. It's a very, very interesting game for such a high total game. And the fact that the Lions are favored, like, they're favored at home, and it's like, what's going on here? And then we're painting the narrative of like Swift being a higher pick than Jamal right now because, is the flipping of the backfield happening? Is it like whatever? I mean, maybe Jamal just falls in the end zone 3 more times and we go, yep, he leads the world in touchdowns. Of course he fucking did, right? Like it's very interesting to just think through this game and all the possible scenarios. I'm sure we'll beat it to death on Friday with Mark after he writes it up.
My initial take is just, I don't think Jamal's going to fall into the end zone. And I think if it is, it's going to be a skill player that beats us. I think our rush defense is better than what people think. Stats prove or are backing that up in some aspects. So not to say that again, Jamal can't fall in, but that'll be my bet. But again, free Jamal, that's just that'd be stupid not to just to completely fade him off of that. So
yeah,
but it's interesting. But Swift is someone that I might have a lot of this week.
Yeah, I like that. A couple more to talk through in the chat here. Debo, this week's DK Metcalf. I kind of like that take, like just in a vacuum. I thought Debo last week was the Slate's DK Metcalf. I was pretty heavy on 6th round Debo last week, buying the Q tag. I don't know that the quarterback change means all that much. I'm not sure. Yeah, right. So. Like what's the thesis of that offense? It's we establish it and we get the ball out quickly to skill position players, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like the and I love Tua. It's sort of like that thesis where Teddy can come in and and like do like a good enough Tua impression.
90% Tua.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I think it's a similar situation. We'll see. I don't think the 2022 Tampa Bay Bucks are like a very formidable defense for the Niners and Purdy. Like it's I don't think they're going to have any trouble at all.
Especially if they don't get Antoine Winfield back and they don't get Sean Murphy-Bunting back. So pay attention to the practice reports there. We'll talk through it as the week goes on. But just two pieces of that defense, right? Yeah,
and they might have trouble establishing the ground game, but like you said, just the way that offense runs, it seems a little foolproof. Like I don't think like we're talking like missing Jimmy G. Like what was Jimmy G doing that someone else really can't, like other than like not turn the ball over?
Yeah. And I think so. We're talking. So the interesting thing about Tampa Bay is like I don't know if they're the formidable rush D that we always think they are. You know what I mean? I think they can get gashed. They can get a little bit more, especially with a back to say CMC. You know what I mean? Like so. I don't. It's interesting. I just to say like I think they definitely can establish the run in a way where they're not just it's not just your typical. What you think against the Tampa Bay D, get up there 1 yard, 2 yards.
And it's the Niners run game too, right? It's not just like any old run game. The over under 37 is, oh God, I just threw up in my mouth.
Right? Yikes. Crazy. You told me, like, think about this at the beginning of the year. You have a game with Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, Debo Samuel, CMC, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and potential breakout back end of best ball drafts, Rashad White, Darling, and Tom Brady playing quarterback. And your total's 37.5 or 37. Like, get the fuck out of here.
There's 237 totals. Or at least the other one the fantasy lab is showing me. It might be different here, but the other one is the Steelers
Broncos.
Ravens.
Oh,
Ravens is showing 37 on fantasy labs. So that's just what I'm seeing here. Could be different on other sites, but
only the Texans 36.5 lower.
No, up.
Oh, not the Broncos.
Up. There you go.
No, yeah. 36.5 on here. Yeah, no, I was looking
Ravens,
for my
Bucks,
mind
and Texans have a
week.
Terribly low team total.
My mind went to last week when I said Broncos because I thought Broncos were Ravens again, but I was like thinking about last week.
Yeah, you were stuck.
Hey, now that we're talking about that game, just in general, heard some George Pickens love a little squeaky wheel narrative about
Definitely
like, hey,
squeaky wheel.
buying elite, perceived elite wide receiver talent after, being big mad in his return to his hometown last week and getting nothing thrown his way effectively. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was
know.
upset. He
Oh
came out and
yeah.
his comment was, "I was just running the routes that were in the playbook." Like, these guys hate Matt Canada. They do
Mhm.
everything short of saying this dude sucks and he is a terrible play caller every
Just-
week. Every week.
Mm.
I'm
And
just running the routes that's in the playbook. I'm just here so I don't get fined. You know what I
like,
mean? Like,
yeah, like that's straight up just like saying like, well, I'm doing what they told me to do, and he just running nothing but wind sprints. Meanwhile, it's bad, man. It's
Mhm.
a really tough scene. It's hard to want to play really any of these Steelers in battle royales this week.
Mm.
Maybe a little Najee, but
Yeah.
it's thin. It's thin. I mean, Fryermuth will always be an option, but
yeah,
it's not
I
good,
was gonna
man.
say the only one that's standing out to me, like as someone that I would maybe like that I'm gonna have exposure to, is Fryermuth, and
Mm.
it's interesting to see if he's being used as run backs a lot, but most likely not, because I'm most likely the stacks that are going on is Huntley Andrews. So
Andrews,
then,
yeah.
so then they're not often to do the double tight end, which I'm not advocating for, but that's just
Yeah.
interesting. So yeah.
Couple more from the chat's on one today. I'm really loving the names that everyone in the chat is throwing out. Oh yeah, we'd be remiss if we didn't at least mention the fact that Brock Purdy's nickname is Big Cock Brock. I mean, that's gotta be something. That's gotta hold up for something, right?
bump them up in the
Um,
ranks.
Yeah, exactly. Like if we're just going eye test on that one. No? Oh, come on, boys.
Who's
Better than that.
who's testing that? Who's the arbiter of whether or not he qualifies for that nickname?
Hand in the jock narrative.
Jeez. Oh,
Bonk,
yikes.
bonk.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Shit, I can't see who posted it now. I'm scrolling around like a buffoon and I missed it. We talked about it. Here it is. Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a very, very interesting one to me. If Mike Evans catches that play with like 4 minutes left there instead of the PI that gets drawn, like he literally just tugged his arm. It's a 60 whatever yard touchdown. Everybody's looking at his box score. They're far less scared instead of seeing 40s across the board the last like 3 or whatever weeks. Now all of a sudden they see like 90 something and a touchdown there. And then Nate bringing up the fact that the Niners haven't been great versus the pass. They got cooked by 2 really good passing teams in the Chiefs, and I mean the Dolphins a little bit without their top 2 linemen. And just noting the fact that the Bucs team total seems low. You guys know how I feel about going back to the well on these Brady doubles. I've been buried a few times this season, both on DraftKings and on here, running out Brady doubles. But that positive touchdown regression has to eventually come, does it not?
It might, man. And I'm just thinking, like, if it came this week, oh my god, everybody's gonna be saying that the Bucks are back. Everybody,
I know,
and
so
now we're
true.
gonna be paying premium on Brady stacks next week. Like,
Yeah.
who? I'm about to just check who they play in week 15, because I should know this, because why do I not have my playoff matchups memorized? But
Yeah.
they have
You
the
don't have your
Bengals.
whiteboard. They got the
You're right.
Bengals. Oh man.
I need to just write it on the ship lap. Let me just.
Okay. Let me paint you guys a narrative right here. Brady has the big comeback win last week, right? They moved to 500. They kind of like, they don't have a stranglehold on that division, but if Atlanta loses one more, Atlanta all of a sudden concedes and they flip to Desmond Ridder at quarterback. Like this kind of like narrative, right? All of a sudden, everybody's talking up the 49ers in that same week as being like, yo, are they the best team in the NFC? Are they the favorites in the NFC? Look at this skill position group. Look at this, whatever. Then they lose their quarterback. Then all of a sudden, Brady and the Bucs come in here. They blow the doors off like 3 touchdowns or something like this, 34-14. And everybody's going, Why? How could we ever write off Tom Brady? How could we ever write off this guy, right? And now all of a sudden, then the following week, we get them versus the Bengals, and everyone's like, look at this fantasy goodness, like 53.5 total. We got Evans on this side. We got Higgins and Chase on this side. Oh, Mixon just went for 60 and 2 scores. And then we're all like side skiing each other, talking up that game next week, and we come on here like a bunch of fucking fools in week 15 and go, yo, we're running Burrow doubles and Brady doubles. That's it all week long. Keep smashing them. They're so hard to get. Mike Evans is a first round pick. Like, isn't it like within
I
the
love
range
how
of
you're doing
possibilities?
you're
Like,
doing like your own impression right now, and it's amazing. it's fucking amazing. You're like
isn't it
So meta right now,
conceivable
it's
though?
It is though.
Conceivable though. It's so conceivable. It's insane.
If Godwin goes for 102 this week, he is going in the first round next week. Like,
dude,
it's
I'm gonna have some exposure just so I'm not just so in case, but it's gonna be so I don't know. No.
yeah, like I don't
Yeah,
want to. I don't want any
No.
part of it. Don't get me
No.
wrong, but like,
Just
yeah,
no. Like I'm gonna
there's
have now
no. Yeah,
due to the cost and the way that they are in ADP, like you're asking nothing. You're asking absolutely nothing from your drafts to take them. So will I have some? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. Am I gonna puke every single time I click one of their names? Probably.
Right,
It's gonna
yeah.
be disgusting every time. Like, but these are the spots that you're pointing out is instant, like maybe not instant because of the way if you look at them at ADP, but it is leverage in a way that they're just being overlooked and you can flip the build. You get the skill positions up there, and then you get your back end stacks versus getting these all popular stacks. So is it very likely to happen? No, I think we're all in agreement. No, but it's in the realm of possibilities. So, and with the cost at ADP, yeah, and yeah, recency bias is going to be a hell of a drug if all of a sudden what you just preached basically does come to fruition. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't want it to because it's going to be disgusting next week.
Yeah, I'm already on to week 15 because I'm just thinking of that sweet 15% bonus email, baby. That's why I'm already moving on. That's what I'm moving on to.
Yeah, that was a great line.
Yeah, when I finish this intro, it's gonna be hard to be not all John clips of him just on his rants of these things that come out. Oh man, it's gold.
So times, man. Any other? I think we should jump in some drafts here, start banging some out, and then talk a little hoops and that sort of thing. But Michael Gallup as kind of like a contrarian piece in that game environment. We saw 7 targets last week. We saw him find the end zone twice, and he wasn't fully healthy last week. I mean, he was on the injury report all week long, and then he was a game time decision. He ends up playing and plays conceivably very well. Maybe just leverage. We know we prefer to attack that game on the ground than the air, but just a leverage name throwing out there. You guys see it?
Yeah,
or
I mean, I think everyone agrees to attack it through the ground, through the air. So yeah, I agree with your leverage call just through there. Like,
yeah.
I think everyone, if you not our community we've seen now they've kind of pre-ranked that. Oh, I would draft Goff, Cousins, these people ahead of Dak. Like you're seeing these people ranking like how they think ADP should be, and I think Dak is going to continue to be pushed down. Like, you know what I mean? I think at some point it's not inconceivable to see Geno and Dak swap in ADP. I mean, 31.3, 33.5. Eventually at near like end of the week, definitely I see the swap. Maybe,
I like that shout a lot, actually. I like that shout a lot.
If the Cousins and Goff thing, they could get close. I don't know if it has the steam and enough legs and time frame to do it, but with more content coming out as it does later in the week, and people the sharps saying this is the game, people looking at the total, they're seeing the other slates, those could definitely move up. So yeah, that's just another interesting thing. Like maybe that's something to think about. Like I'll have to check the ADP tracker. I don't know if Chris has that going on, but you could see
it's not up yet. No.
Okay, yeah. So we'll I guess we'll have to see like how Dak's been going and whatnot. So. But yeah, that's just an interesting thing to see because yeah, it's just when we point these out, we're not saying like, oh yeah, these are good plays. It's just like, hey, this is what we think. A lot of people are
just
thinking
throwing
this.
out names.
People have said it. So I like that a lot, just to go with like Juju is someone that's when I said earlier about taking guys like leverage off these. I mean, Juju just keeps falling down there. And I totally get his performance, but he has the ceiling. He's done it to put up 20-point games. And we've talked about this slate being gross. I don't know if you need everyone on your roster, especially your last round pick. Like if your last round pick puts up a 20, I think that can definitely separate and like get you there, especially if you're taking a Mahomes Juju and Kelsey again doesn't necessarily get there. A lot of interesting pieces you can do with the leverage.
Yeah, and I think the narrative's the exact same in that with Pacheco. It's just maybe the matchup for both these two isn't as desirable. I mean, we know tough matchup on the outside versus SZN, and we know tough run D for 100%. Denver, and maybe that's why people aren't clicking their names. But 100% leverage off of Kelsey, who's 100% drafted in the top 4 picks every single time. Paul, you didn't get the email because you win too much. They don't want to just fucking hand out money to you, bud. So this is for the deposit kingdom people, the people that have to redeposit every week to fucking pay your bills. Yeah, that's what. No.
That's great.
Interesting shout here, Kate Otten. I would just be mindful of watching the practice report. I was shocked that Cameron Brate did not play last week. It was an illness, and he was a full participant or a limited participant, then a DNP, then a limited participant or a full participant again, something like that. And it flip-flopped during the week, and I was shocked that Cameron Brate couldn't play, and they ran with Kate Otten. Kate Otten looks good. Kate Otten looks
that's
like,
what I'm saying, man.
UW tight ends, baby. UW tight ends. Let's go.
Oh, good UW boy, huh? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those Huskies.
Yeah,
I mean, something that's interesting to note, though. I wonder if there potentially just could be. I mean, if you just look at the game logs of when they play, there's clearly it's split when they both play. You know what I mean? If you're looking at week 10, it's 61-45, week 12, 50-50 basically, and then 48-6. So they're definitely not. You're not going to get these 98 or 94% snap rates, 91, 83 like you're going to get if Cameron Brate. So that's a good little nugget to point out there about Brate.
Yeah, just watch the practice reports. Be mindful of that one. Samaje Perine, I'm not drafting him yet, but he's still a free swap off Mixon. I can't imagine Mixon goes 3 weeks with a concussion. It would have to be something very, very strange, and we're not getting the full story if that is the case. But we did say similar last week that we thought he was damn near going to play for sure. One other one that I'll bring up is as Kenneth Walker's news gets more and more uncertain, Geno doubles are going to push up the draft board because nobody's going to want to click. DJ Dallas is damn near equally uncertain right now with high ankle sprain, and nobody wants to cook. Travis Homer was inactive last week, injured. Who knows if he comes back? And nobody's going to want to click Tony Jones's names. Maybe in a goal line stand as a 6th round pick. Something of that magnitude might be a little bit of leverage if you want to go that direction right now. But if you're going to buy the team with the second highest pass rate over expectation over the last 5 weeks and get him in a good, what we perceive good matchup, I think now's the time to be mixing in those Geno skinnies.
Something that Paul mentions about the concussions, and then also that
good Canadian boy Justin Morneau.
Listen, and I know that's like it's different, it's totally different, but it's like this is what I was going to bring up. Is Crane talked about on the walkthrough last week that with the new concussion protocol and how it's going, like we're seeing people in extended time, and we don't know. Again, we know that they've ramped it, but we don't know like this, like how severe they're doing it, how like they're obviously taking it more serious. So like this is just kind of like uncharted territory that we're doing in the middle of the year. So I think he basically was like, as much as like, your thought, you wouldn't suspect him to be out that long. Like with this new thing, it's almost like you almost just kind of be like, if it is, it is. You got to take it with a grain of salt with this new that concussion protocol, because it could just be that bad, and that's they're just following the protocols of how they're now implemented. You know what I mean? Like, so it is something interesting about just the whole protocol and everything like that.
Wow. Could you imagine if somebody got that on stream yesterday?
That is pretty.
Sure.
Love to see
No
it.
wonder John loves it.
Yeah. Hey,
Who was
what
your-
team? What team did we draft yesterday? Did we have a tight end? Was it Pat Fryermuth that we drafted on that team?
Yeah,
I think
Justin,
so.
what was your tight end? Because we
My
might be seeing you at the top.
my buddy sent me this. He goes, inspired by the Badge Bros. Geno Smith, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Pat Fryermuth. I'm like, don't dupe us, bro.
Just a full dupe. Oh my
duped
god,
us.
There's gonna be 10 of us sitting at
I
the
was like,
top, man.
what are
Oh,
you
man.
doing? But I'm like, I appreciate it, but come on, man.
Nate's saying he's gonna lose a lot of money on the Brady Devils this week. It's 16 total teams. You love to see it.
Kadarius Toney practiced, so that's always
Fun little one, yeah.
yeah. I'm ready to go back to that well and get 13 snaps out of him before the other hamstring gets hurt.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Wait, did we took Fryermuth or Ingram? I gotta watch that back because he took Ingram, and I swear we took Ingram.
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you. I don't know what tight end we took.
John will
I'll
have to look after this
to
stream.
bring that
if
up.
he's-
Yeah, but that's interesting. So
Davis Mills is back. We're expecting a high total game. We're expecting points chasing. Brandon Cook's going undrafted right now. I don't know, just a name to throw out there. It's so thin, but potentially like back end slate break kind of guys. Just scrolling here. People have been mentioning Deontay Foreman a lot. I like it. I like it if they're going to keep pace in that game. I will note that just coming out of the bye, Carolina might shift back to utilizing multiple backs. That's all I would say on that one. All right, enough rambling. Oh my god, it updated and I almost clicked full court press.
Oh,
I would have been.
we got a full court press, eh?
I would have been swimming in the
full court
deep
press.
end.
A $5
I would have been
12,
swimming in
man.
the deep end,
Shouts.
Shouts. I talked to Mamba just now, and he said that it, obviously not everybody got that email that should have qualified. And if you did qualify and you do want to take advantage of the bonus, just hit him up. And then they will be able to do that manually. So if you did qualify, didn't get an email, and you want 15% on your next deposit, go ahead, do that, and hit up Red Mamba on Discord. If you're not in Discord, let us know. We can help you get there.
Sounds good. Love that.
Oh, this is good right here.
He is. I don't know what to tell you, man. Dude, the dude can ball. He's stuck behind the shackles of Matt Canada. We need to break him free.
Oh, do you guys say in one of the teams they had CMC, Henry, Seattle double, and Andrews?
Did we get Andrews?
Did I do that? I fucking hope I did.
I have no idea. Yeah.
Man. Brett Boy, happy Wob Wednesday. Let's get it, baby.
Did we do two Seattle doubles yesterday? You said one of the teams. Did we do two Seattle doubles?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Whoa.
Wilson Contreras, 5 years to the Cubs.
Did I miss that? Or that
Cardinals to the Cardinals.
Or sorry, Cardinals. My bad. I like
Almides Diaz to the A's.
Oh,
right.
That's hilarious.
Hey, rip Arson Judge, longtime Giant great. 12-7, 12-7-22 to 12-7-22.
Okay, I think we're gonna keep getting faced with this decision here. I think I just want to take
six
Diggs.
stack do you want?
Yeah, we just talked about not doing it. So
yeah, we did talk about not doing it. Yeah, we did talk about not doing
Diggs,
it.
AJ Brown. Diggs, AJ Brown. Everyone will be stacking it up.
I wouldn't take it. I would take CMC over AJ Brown this week. I think that's where I'm at.
Sir, the Giants are arse against the pass.
Yep.
So Terry
Mine's about positional scarcity, my friend. Levi Ray, yo.
It's just like I also, but yeah, I guess. I think that running back there's plenty of options.
Honestly, they should trade Reynolds to Seattle for sure.
Like,
it makes way too much sense. Yeah, it makes way too much sense for both organizations.
I do think they do, by the way. But do I think they should?
Emilio Pagan for Brian Reynolds. Who says no?
Right. Well, geez. That's obvious.
So and O'Neal Cruz. Why not?
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go. Look at this. Look at this move right here by Chad. So Chad
Just-
passes on the Travis Kelce
Just
to
laying
get
him
Some
on the
guys
table.
listening to the show.
what's
Just laying
what's
them on the table. Whoa.
yeah,
Joe
what's
Burrow.
rarer there. Yeah, and then he trusts that, hey, like maybe this I'm not sure this is the spot I would have chose to do it because these two players are like non-badged up recreationals. If it was like me over here and Paul over here, I could see the decision. I do fear that this person runs naked Mahomes. Actually, Jalen Hurts was still on the board, so there's that. Yeah, I think I really like that pass now. And now we'll see if he gets funky with it, knowing that there are two quality players in. We saw Danny Deals ship one of these things recently or come second recently, and LED's always hanging out in the chat.
Yeah,
obviously,
LEDs.
quality players
Yeah.
as
Chad
well.
can probably pass.
He
But
might be able to
you never
pass
know.
again. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting with us
LED
having
is
quarterback.
sharp.
Oh, he's
gonna-
going for it. He's going for it. This is so nasty. I love this. This is such a sick sweat. Only the true sickos appreciate this moment right now. If I could take two quarterbacks right now,
We couldn't
look at
deliver this
us,
content. It had to be
cozy
Chad.
Bill stack.
yeah, yeah, we can't deliver this. Yeah, Hurts being on the board made my decision. I like that shout there. Fuck Chad. The people are cheering for Chad. Let's go.
Dude, if he gets it, he gets to push him to the 5th. That's nuts.
What do you guys like here? Do we like a Garrett Wilson
That's
run
nuts.
back? Do we like to get a bit of that TJ Hawkinson
I
exposure?
think I'd like Hawk at this pick.
Okay. I'm cool with it. Little piece of that game environment. We could consider a Swift mini. We could get a Garrett Wilson run back. We could just ape in on Nick Chubb and or
Nick
T.
Chubb at this
Higgins.
price, like you said, like this is my breaking. Like Nick Chubb, I know he's not gonna, but
Okay.
I mean, you said it.
Yeah.
Your thesis of the Nick Chubb like slander wasn't even slander. It was just basically the way he was going and the way that the slate shaped up. Now the fact that he's not going at the end of the first round,
Mhm.
we'll have plenty.
like the old
exposure.
like Disney Channel things where people would be like,
Oh, Danny Deals.
No way.
Danny Deals. Man, if Chad gets it, buy 2 more picks. But this is what I'm saying
said he
about the
could
thesis
push it
off
to the
top.
5th.
He pushes it to the 5th because these
5th,
guys have
yeah.
already taken it. So it's very interesting strategy, and his team is going to be like probably more unique for not having taken Mahomes in the second. So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting strat this week. I love it.
Man, I feel bad. I feel bad for Chad. I wonder what his pivot's going to be.
Pivot.
Oh, easy. Geno double. No.
Obviously Dak is there.
No, I'm kidding.
He doesn't need to.
I mean, he doesn't have to do it now.
Pressure's
obviously,
on
but-
you, Chad.
Yeah,
All
you
eyes
could,
are on you.
you could set up the Brady too.
Oh, well done, sir. Well done. The Cook Swift mini. I love it.
He's not taking the bit that far by drafting Brady, man. Let's ease up on him.
Yeah, he's not trying to like just literally light his monitor on fire as soon as he clicks a button.
When I was driving home last night, I was listening to the ETR pod, and Levitan mentioned that Chris Godwin has effectively become Rondell Moore. We look at the box scores and we look at like, hey, 13 targets every week, and we're looking at like all these like sick things, and it's like, oh, the touchdowns and yardage must be falling. He's got a 4.4 yard ADOT.
Yeah,
Like, we're
he's
talking
never
about
really been a huge downfield threat. He's always kind of been like
It's true.
like Debo, taller Debo a little bit, you know?
Yeah, less run after the catch, more. I'd say he's a more intermediate. Like, I mean, that's really low. 4.4 is like low. Like, that's crazy.
It is. It just
low.
speaks to what the Buccaneers have to do offensively because their line is so trash, and which is why I'd really like. Yeah, it would be a really good narrative for them to win, and maybe Roger Goodell can cook something up with the Zebras to make that happen. But I just really am not buying into Brady this week. I think he's gonna be in hell.
Cook something up with the Zebras. That might be my favorite line ever.
Oh boy. But we got both Laker stars are out. Looks like it's Russ night.
LeBron's out as well.
What?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
tough on the back-to-back. LeBron being out, I mean that slate's been flipped on its head. It becomes a slate where it's just so damn top heavy now.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I was taking AD at the 3, but the LeBron news is good to know.
What do you guys like here?
Well, let's do a little yellow and green filtering.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
We could do the DJ Chark. We could do it, boys.
I wouldn't be too mad at it.
What about
we
a
have the
one-off
Hawkinson
Zeke?
run back? I like Zeke this week. Like I've said countless times, I think Zeke is a good play.
We got double Gabe Davis if we want that too.
That's not bad.
But then what do we do with the last pick?
Zeke.
You like that better than having a run back off the other game environment? Gabe Davis just feels like
it's probably
a dude
too
who
safe.
And taking Zeke's too safe?
Yeah, because I like it.
Right.
We have one vote for Zeke Davis.
Let's take Zeke.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, man.
I don't know how unique this team will be. I don't know if I love this team, but
good. That means it's a good team.
Josh Allen double feels. Let's see. Let's check the sheet so far. What am I looking for here?
we probably want to look for Gabe and
ownership.
Oh, there we are. This sheet is just so dope.
We're gonna go with.
Not
the king. Okay.
Not sheets outing you for having a Hotmail email address.
That's entirely fair. That is entirely fair. Like that's how old I am, guys.
The Hotmail.
That's how old I am, and how childish a life I've led. I've never had to deviate.
Oh.
Why'd this go to Jalen Hurts? What did I do here?
Oops.
Someone's in there changing it.
Oh God, that's funny. One at a time, people. Oh my God, someone's looking for their Jalen Hurts.
Someone's looking for a Jalen.
Chip,
Get out of here.
Relax.
Get out of there, Chip.
1 second.
That is 100% Chip looking for his freaking Eagles.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude.
Dude, make a copy of this.
Cool. Yeah, just make a copy. Well, can we? Yeah, that works.
I don't think it works. I don't think you can make a copy.
Because it'll call on a sheet that we don't have access to.
Oh, look. All right. They went down there. Cool.
All right. Here we go.
Holy shit, you guys. Let us cook.
Gabe Davis. 5.6%. So
Boom.
How many total drafts are we working with?
I was thinking it was 79.
We're working with 79 total drafts. So there's 2. Hey, look at this. Chad's making the sheet so multiple people can do it at the same time. See the king, man. The king. You love to see it.
We get patch updates in real time.
Yeah.
LeBron swaps to Russ season now. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yo, who was the big who dominated last night? Bryant. It was
Thomas
weird to see a Laker. Yeah, weird to see a Laker with a Bryant jersey on. And then
oh wow,
he was playing some hoops. All right, you guys, the chat's going off for hoops, right?
Yeah, it is new. Do you guys have?
Yeah,
I have time for. I have time.
I got time for a couple.
Time for one hoops.
Like maybe 1 or 2. Probably can do another stream later, but unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, what? You gonna finish your sentence?
I only got time for 1 or 2.
Okay, let's do 1 or 2 hoops then. Let's do 1 or 2 hoops. We only did one NFL. We should have done. Maybe old John will stay and do a couple NFL ones.
Well, yeah. There's a guy that talks a lot, so
I gotta get my thoughts out in the world, man. I'm not.
Come on,
you can do that while drafting.
That's what the people come here for. Oh wow,
for drafting, yeah.
Do you think these guys were ready to draft hoops?
Yeah, look at this. The friends and family draft again. Let's go.
Just
you love to see it.
Finger over the button for like an hour, just waiting for it.
Numi, you've been in here a decent amount. How many you done?
20.
20. All right, I got slaughtered in hoops last night because I played all of the Ivy.
Yeah, you needed. In fact, you needed the 2 Denver guys at the end of the draft and Bones.
Yeah, Bruce Brown and Bones, man.
Brown was already projected well, but Bones people were off on, and he decided to shoot.
I had quite a few Bones.
I had going off like this the sheet and everything. They were projecting him well, but he was
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I had any of the. Well, I guess I had one Bruce Brown. Okay.
Yeah, big shouts to the chat on the fly updates there. That was clutch.
That's why he's the GOAT, man.
It's the content of your for just change the players while you search. Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting point from Brett Boy that like Gabe is a nice pivot off of the fact that Diggs is on Sauce. I mean, Diggs played well versus Sauce the first time.
he sauced him up.
But it's what Mark's harped on like quite a bit that like Russell Westbrook just went 1-0-1. I think somebody has their swap rankings in. Mother Coconuts has their swap rankings in, and like I think all right.
Hold on, I need to check and see if projection site is there's
never,
no way.
Never.
There's no way
never,
it's over
man.
Giannis. Like they can
Never.
project him that high and you still don't take him that high.
What just happened? No, yeah.
What's his ADP?
Dude, it's like 33.
Yeah, it's way
Holy
down
shit.
there.
What do we like tonight? Shaw or
Shaw?
Ja? Shaw or Ja? Shea or
Shea,
Ja?
baby. It's always Shea.
Oh, okay. I was gonna go with Ja actually, but we'll go.
All
Shea.
right, so John Boy gets to flip the coin.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure it's Shy.
Canadian.
Actually. I'm pretty sure we're all stupid.
I think it's. I thought it was Shy, and then I actually think it, and then I thought I was corrected. The reason I say Shea is because I used to say Shy.
See, I used to say I thought it's the same thing, but then I thought I heard someone say Shy, and I'm like, I don't know.
It's Shea. It's Shea because I know for
I
fact because I named a fantasy basketball team Shy Guys for like a year, and then I felt really embarrassed when I found, bro. Okay.
Shy.
I trust Brett.
Trae Young.
I think it is
Trae
Shy,
Young in the Garden. If you don't think Trae Young's the fucking 101 tonight, I don't know what's wrong.
We're running with the Garden narrative.
Come on, man. You know I'm not going to talk you off that.
Garden. Trae Young in the Garden. He's gonna be flipping birds at the crowd. It's gonna be epic.
He's gonna catch a Timberland boot to the noggin.
I mean, Pascal would have been the pick for me, but Trey's there. Trey's
so fucking boring, and they spread the ball around too much.
It doesn't matter about Pascal, dude. He's no.
He's a walking 45 points.
Yeah, let me find his fantasy points per minute for you here, so I'm gonna shut you up, old John Boy.
Well, if you think some fantasy points per number nerd shit is gonna shut me up, you don't know me, dude. Come on.
I do know you, and that's exactly why I said it was to get that response.
Yeah, man. Trey shushing, he's shushing the crowd tonight, man. Trey's
anyone likes the narrative, it's me. Pascal's a 1.38 fantasy point per minute player, so
I wonder, is Mother Coconuts creeping on the show, and did they just think that we were gonna do something for the bit? Like, I'm just so confused.
I think it's swap rankings just happened to be in there and moved to the top and then timed out, but I don't know.
I think you're right.
It could also, because like see how he's timing out each pick.
They, maybe it's a she, mother.
Yeah, sorry, apologies. They, them, whatever.
Thomas Bryant 101. That's right.
Oh yeah, Thomas Bryant. Is he in play tonight now?
Hey,
he looked kind of nice last night. I watched a little bit of that before I went to puck, and I was like, "Ooh, this guy's kind of nice, right?"
Before I went to puck,
Yo, beef stew. I'm about it. Yeah, lock Button on DK. That makes a lot of sense. What is he like, 3K or like 4K, something like that?
He's free. They're just they're paying you to play Brady.
There's a former.
No. I thought he was talking about Thomas Bryant.
Oh,
Dang, dude, Jordan stays up to
When I see TB, my mind goes to Tom Brady. Not
Yo, is
Thomas,
Halliburton
even
playing
though we
tonight?
were just talking. I mean, I take him in the 5th when he
Oh,
falls, but
fine.
that's pretty.
Who else? Come on.
Jordan Poole's pretty cool.
Drew.
Is
Jordan Poole
everybody out?
Everybody's out.
All right, I'm
I
about
mean,
it.
Clay's there. Draymond's there.
Draymond's not, I don't think.
Draymond's not. Draymond's out. I know Clay's there. Oh, yeah, you're right. Draymond's out.
I thought
Draymond,
everyone was ruled out yesterday. You
Wiggins.
said it on stream.
No, I think Clay's there.
You were like,
Clay is there. Clay is there.
Clay's there. Okay.
Yeah, so Draymond's out, but yeah.
Maybe
Come bucket.
Play in the 5th is.
Made a come bucket.
What are we talking about?
Jonathan Kuminga?
Sabonis?
Come on, man.
You guys, come on. You guys.
I got my mom in
Rosen?
the next room. What are you talking about?
You do
Come
not
on,
know
man.
his nickname?
No. Come on, man. We're trying to keep this show classy. We only talk about side skiing around here. Come on, man. After you go side skiing,
You're worried
you
about
you fill up the
Stew.
bucket.
You're worried about a guy named Beef Stew,
bad
and this
language.
guy's
Come
name
on,
is
man.
Cum Bucket.
Come on.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
Tis it is.
Yeah,
Tis it is.
3,100 on DK. That's lock button for sure.
I know. Yeah, big Wiseman up from the G League. The thing is how many minutes does he play? Like, I mean, he's been playing.
He could play.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the
He could
thing.
play
He's
48 minutes, man. It wouldn't matter. He's bad.
He's bad.
This is a
What
terrible
pick was
pick by them.
Wiseman?
Like a 2 or 3.
He's
Yeah.
He's an awful pick.
He's 2.
He was their big prize for the accidental tank year where everybody got hurt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's 7'1". He's a 7'1" freak.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a freak.
Yo, never again. I'm over Killian Hayes. I'm over Ivy. I'm over every
the former
Piston.
superstar, Killian Hayes, or the
No,
or
I'm
the
over
soon to be
every-
superstar.
Soon to be. He's still
not
progressing,
former.
right?
Second over Lamelo. Yeah, I know. Over
Wow.
Lamelo is hilarious. It was hilarious. But I
Oh,
mean,
guys, can we talk about hoops
look,
for a second?
It was
What
a
other
perfect
game
fit for him.
What other game environments are nice tonight? What other kind of like one-off targets, back end guys? Give me some
Sacramento,
spicy
Milwaukee
takes.
has the highest total. Indiana, Minnesota, and then Golden State, Utah are the 3 highest total games. I know
Fox is going really late for some reason.
He buried me last time
Milwaukee
we played him.
does have the best defense in the league, so I think it's rightfully so.
Milwaukee has the best defense. I thought the Celtics had the best defense.
Celtics haven't.
Celtics have like the 18th or something.
Yeah.
What?
Right. Cleveland has the best defense in the league. Wait, no. Yes, Cleveland has the best defense in the league. This is adjusted defensive rating. Let me go here.
Yeah, adjusted by who? Bunch of nerds.
Shut the fuck up.
I want to know the raw data. I don't care about.
Oh man, I'm going back on the chat here. This is good.
Milwaukee's one.
Chad's like telling us, like trying to be helpful. He's like, the second tool is live. He's like, the third tool is live, telling us about the sheet and stuff like this. And then Blake's just hitting us. We already got 3 tools on the show, Chad. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. Not wrong. Yo, CP3 back after the big sex narrative. I'm mixing him in the 6th round. Absolutely. That's my guy.
Yep.
Give me some other names here. We got to take Aiden here. That's good. He's good, right? You guys want to hear DeAndre Ayton's
pretty
story?
good. You've been teasing that for weeks.
No, it's not even that good a story.
What do you think? What about D'Angelo Russell? What do you think about him tonight, Numi? Is he still here?
Yeah, I like D'Angelo. Yep. I like Jaren. So it's here. I'll name some guys that I like in these 5th, 6th rounds here.
That's what the people are paying for.
Giddey, Russell, Jaren Jackson. Scroll down. Scotty Barnes, OG, Chris Paul's
Brunson.
I think he gets a minutes limit, but it is Chris Paul. I really don't know if he's going to play against Boston. It's just interesting. Bojan is out for me because I feel like he just played a back-to-back, and being Bojan, like, and they're not going to rest him. But here, let's take Scotty B.
Nope. Veto. Next.
Jalen Brunson.
All right. Well, enjoy the show, everyone.
I told you my Raptors take off the start. I was like, no, we're not doing Raps. I'm out.
Sir, they score fantasy points.
I'm not doing it.
Oh my gosh, we need to
just...
somebody who's good at memes make one of Numi talking to a brick wall. And when Numi tries to hit John,
give me a good play. Give me a good
this
play.
This is John. This is the epitome of John Boy. Numi, you've been sitting there. You're quiet. Why don't you give us something? Oh, 5 seconds left. Because no matter what I say, will not be selected. Oh, you guys didn't give me a name. We're going to go with my guy. It's like the reason why I sat there smirking is because no matter if I gave you a guy 2 rounds before, you're not taking him.
Well, if you gave me a good name.
Oh my Lord.
All right, let's run one more hoops and call it a show here. The boys
I gotta
are
go.
off
I'm
the
sorry.
rail.
Yeah,
all right.
He's clicked it. Son of a bitch.
Sorry, Numi. You're on your own for this one. Everybody like, sub, hit the notification bell, hit us up on Twitter. Let us know if you have any issues with the deposit bonus. Can help you get in Discord and hit up Mamba for that. But best of luck, you guys.
Yo, 101.
Appreciate it, bud.
Peace, Des. You'd love to see it. Oh man.
Yeah, because I have to deal with these two. You know what I mean? Like, goodness gracious. I'm sitting here just talking to a brick wall that is chat now rather than talking to a brick wall that is John Boy. Or at least makes me laugh. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I have vivid memories of dreams that come up with these stories. Oh man. Hey, when you live the life of leisure for a bunch of years, you end up with a couple. Oh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so Westbrook 101.
Yeah, Westbrook 101's in play now, eh? Are you Giannis 101 tonight? I feel like Giannis is a tier of his own, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like Giannis by himself, and then you can mix and match the next 8 guys, and I'd feel totally fine.
I mean, KD always offers the ceiling. Has he shown it? It's not really. But yeah, I agree with you. I would still take KD just because I think he goes at 2 a lot, and just to get him there. But yeah, I agree. It's definitely up in the air.
KD, like that Charlotte spot feels like pace up plus bad defense, right?
Yeah, let me check here just to get 100%. So that is funny. Charlotte plays at the 14th in pace, so they're like kind of side by side. Yeah, Brooklyn gets the pace up spot.
Okay.
And then defensive rating, we're looking at.
Brett Boy brings up a good one here that the president of ops for the Suns said they didn't want CP3 to return until there was no restriction. So if he plays tonight, he's got the probable tag right now. He doubts there's any limitation. So that's a good nugget. Good one to put in the back end there. Yeah, T-Bear's also on this Pascal plus OG tonight. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Depleted Lakers team. It makes too much sense. Too much sense for me. What do you like here, Numi? Jaylen Brown, Anthony Edwards, Kyrie.
Let's do
George.
Let's do Jaylen Brown, although he's to Jaylen, and then I mean Anthony's fun with no Gobert or with no Cat. I mean, and Gobert being a useless player on the court.
Okay, let's do it. We'll just stick
look
to
at
ADP for this one.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, that Andy plays pace, high total on the slate, 236.5, something like that. It's second or third highest total on the slate.
20th and 23rd ranked defense teams.
Yep.
First or second and fourth in pace. Vegas is on point with being the highest total game. So
in my bro science estimation, I think Sabonis and Fox are underpriced right now. Oh, there goes Sabonis at 16. Maybe not. Like they just feel like guys that on any given night can They just feel like guys on any given night that can like hammer a slate like this. Is Miles Turner out?
It's questionable, and he's a fun 6th-round pick too that I like.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to see what we get, especially with Indy and that Indy game being late, right? Indy game's late.
No, yeah, 7:10. Yeah, the late game is Boston Phoenix at 9:10 solo, and then 9:10 my Central Time. And then that's the late game. Another one tips off an hour before Golden State Utah, and then a bunch at 7:10, and then 6:40, 6:10.
Okay, to answer the Indy game is the latest game or second latest game?
Third latest game, and then it's
Third
tied
latest
with
game.
like
So there's
5
gonna
other
be
games
swap.
tipping off at the same time.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, there's gonna be tons of swap options then.
Yep.
Do we want to do Fox?
Let's do Levine.
Okay.
Let's do Levine and Kuzma.
All right. We're not getting too adventurous out here. We're sticking to the ADP.
You don't got it.
That's a little mini game stack there too.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert is just. I mean, yikes.
Yeah. Hopefully Kendall's attending. Sit in front row. Inspire my boy CP3 to ball out a little harder.
That is so funny. Terrence says Indiana can't handle Gobert. Chip goes with a G League team can handle Gobert.
That's pretty
Two
good.
different, polar opposite takes there.
Yeah, that's what makes these games fun.
Exactly. Yep.
Two sharp players in their own right.
I agree with Joka actually. If there's no is Turner out officially? Did I miss this? I might be late to the news if he's ruled out. I know it's questionable. If Turner plays, it's definitely a little bit of a whatever. But I even if he doesn't play, I think it's interesting for Gobert. But I mean, dude, have you watched or paid attention to Rudy Gobert? He's very bad. He has not been good. He's in fact been awful. So this is the spot, though. I will this is the spot in an undrafted environment. People are going with now Russell over him, so it's flipped. I do agree. I probably will have some, but I'm hoping he is getting 2020.
Gobert did not get drafted so far.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He's normally in the back end of the draft. So the play is sound. Don't get me wrong, but like it is sound. I just hope he can play basketball.
Is Nembhard fully just a bet on the fact that Halliburton and Connell don't play?
He's been playing regularly with them, but that's the reason why his ADP is there, I believe. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So depending what.
You said you liked Giddey. You said you liked Gobert still sitting there in the last round. Huh. Boyan. You said you didn't really like him.
Let's just take Gobert, eh?
What? Let's take Clay.
Sure,
Clay's playing by himself. Why? You like Gobert better than Clay? With Anthony Edwards?
We were just talking about him, so I figured we'd do it for the bit. But yeah, no, we got this guy with the
nice 30 ADP to fall to us. He's got the court all to himself tonight. We already got Anthony Edwards.
That nice falling value. So there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
A nice little. I already knows that. I like that. I like the $5 full court press. That nice MLB basically size contest. The 116 or the 1116 1K to top. Love it. That's right in the real house.
That's the old MLB structure.
Yep.
Loved it. Newbie, you gonna try and run a Hoops After Dark stream today or no dice?
I think I might. Yeah, I think I might try and cook one up. So I know there's been a good steady 10 of them at least. So there'll probably be some more tonight depending on the slate. But yeah, I'll probably cook some up if there's again some more demand for it. So yeah.
Beautiful. All right, we're out. Numi maybe back later. Hopefully I can join him at some point. 38 of us still hanging out right now. Do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you are not on Underdog Fantasy, promo code BADGE for a $100 match deposit. If you are on Underdog Fantasy and you did not receive an email after playing 150 drafts last week, hit us up in the DMs, in the Discord, whatever. We'll put you in contact with Red Mamba. You guys can get some of that deposit bonus, that sweet 15% deposit bonus going forward. Big shouts to them for just doing that, for starting that Battle Royale Underdog Gladiators program. Great start. Yeah.
And I know you guys love a good John tangent as much as me, and I know you love hearing his overview and micro strategy. One like gets John closer to recording that ever so elusive evergreen content that we need to start producing for this channel. So the more we can bully him into finally sitting down in front of his camera like he does to you guys and just talk, the more we'll get more of those different style videos out for you, huh, guys?
Yeah.
So
all right.
more we bully them into that.
All right.
You gotta, huh?
No. Yeah, I got it. All right, we'll be hanging out in the Deposit Kingdom Discord the remainder of the day in the little hashtag Badge Bros section. If you are not a member, click the link below and join up there. People sharing draft boards, people helping people, badges helping badges. Good luck to everybody playing the Wob tonight. We will be back, or we'll maybe be back later with Numi here, but I will be back tomorrow for sure. We'll talk a little bit more Battle Royale. We might have a special guest, a couple irons in the fire right now. We'll see what happens. But talking a little more Battle Royale, and we'll dive into that Thursday night, Sunday night contest, because that's kind of a fun one to talk through there, different strategies. Then the BR. Appreciate y'all being here. A lot of fun for us. Look forward to doing some more drafts the remainder of the day. Everybody's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace.